able to join us at the minute, you may notice a pop-up advising you that this webinar is to be recorded. Today's topic is OneNote, and the webinar is scheduled for 40 minutes, which includes time for questions as we go along. Please note that the video will only record the panel and not the audience member or any messages that are posted within the chat feed. For the audience attendees, you will notice that the audio and video is turned off. We will answer your questions at the end of the webinar. For any that we need to take away, we will come back to you shortly after the webinar has taken place. And for any questions, you can post the messages in the chat box at the bottom right of your screen. I would like to start with some introductions. First of all, my name is Nicola Burke, and my role is within the digital health team. I'm providing support for primary care in Donegal, and I will be your MC for today's event. I am joined by Lisa Kelly, digital support for CHCD LMS, and Geraldine Snee, the team admin, who will be demonstrating the key functions of OneNote. I would also like to introduce you to Kathy Murta as digital support for primary care and CHCD LMS, who will be monitoring our chat facility today and highlighting any questions or queries you may have. The aim of our webinar is to showcase the digital work across CHCD LMS with a view that this will help any of you that may be thinking about your existing pathways to help you identify digital solutions or tools to support the information sharing and collaboration across your teams. There are a range of digital opportunities available to you, and we aim to support you to become digitally enabled by using the tools that you currently have access to. So without further delay, I am going to hand you now over to Lisa to begin.
Thank you, Nicola. Okay, so as Nicola said, today's presentation is about OneNote. So what is OneNote? OneNote is a digital notebook which can be found on all the HSE computers. OneNote provides a single place for all notes, research, plans and information, and you can share these notebooks with your team. So what's in OneNote? So we're going to go through today how to access it, a few of the tabs, how to get the most from your notebook and sharing the notebook with your team. Okay. So now you can't actually see it on my screen here, but you know on the bottom left of your computer you have the start button. If you click that, it actually brings up a list of all the apps that you have. And if you look, they're all in alphabetical order. So if you scroll down to the O, you should be able to find OneNote, or it might automatically be, when you click into that button, it might automatically be on the right-hand side under your HSE apps. You could also click into the search at the bottom left and type in OneNote and it should pop up for you. So as we said, OneNote is an application that comes with Microsoft Office. It's an online notebook which is easy to use, has many tools and functions, and allows you to create notebooks that you can share with your teams. So we're going to have a look here at just creating OneNote. OneNote comes with a default notebook for you to use, and the screen, as you can see, is pretty similar to all the other Microsoft applications such as Word. You've got your tabs along the top and your icons on the toolbar. When you first go into OneNote, the default notebook comes with the quick notes here. So you can see you get 2 pages of quick notes, and it's basically just hints and tips for you to read through and just see what OneNote has to offer. So if you were to create a new notebook, all you do is go to File, New, and then browse where you want it to save. So if you're sharing with your team, we recommend to browse to your shared drive. Then when you've located where you want OneNote to save, it actually gives you a notebook name here, so you can call it what you want and then click create. So this is pretty similar for actually finding a notebook that's on your shared drive if one's been saved. So you go to File and Open, and again, if you browse on your shared drive, we have a folder specifically called OneNotes. So you locate the OneNote from there and open the notebook. Now, once the notebook has been opened, you'll be able to see here on the left-hand side that once it has opened, it actually stays in the left-hand side for you. So you're not having to search again for that particular notebook. So let's have a look at using OneNote. So you can see here that you've got tabs along the top and you've got pages to the right-hand side. So it's basically a little bit like a folder with dividers and, lined paper inside that. And it's a great tool for using when you want to take notes. So if you wanted to make a new tab, so we've got quick notes here, we've got office notes, but if I wanted to make something else, you just click on the plus button here And when it's highlighted like this, that means that I can type over it. So I'm going to call this holidays. So you can see here as well, you could also rename it just by right-clicking on the tab, and you get a few options there. One of the options as well is just the color section. So if you wanted it a different color, you could change it like that as well. You can see that it automatically gives you one untitled page when you do open a new section. And to rename this, you can either click and rename, or you can, if you hover over here, it'll give you a plus button, or again here, add page. So there's a few options of making a page for you. Okay. So one of the other things that we do as well, just to organize within that. So if we go to, if we say ideas, if I want to make this a sub page of one of the pages that I've got, you can just right click and make a sub page. And then you can also drag and drop these sections to organize. You can also do a sub page just by pulling in and out there with your mouse. Okay. So one of the things, if we go to the View tab here, we'll just have a look at formatting. So you've got your normal view here that we work off. You can have a full page view. You can have a dock to desktop, which basically sort of splits your screen a little bit and keeps OneNote to one side of your computer. So if you're working on something, you've always got your OneNote available. You can change the page color of your page. Now that will only apply to whatever page it is that you're working on at the moment. You can also add rule lines or grids just to make it, you know, just that little bit more notebooky feel for you. So it's all personalization, however it is that you want it. You can hide the title page, and the paper size will just give you information when you come into print, so you know what size paper you need. The zoom in and the zoom out buttons. New window is quite a good button to have, because if you want to work on two OneNotes at the same time, and if you do a new window, it'll open another notebook for you, so you can have multiple OneNotes open, which is quite handy. Quick Note is a handy feature as well, because as you see, I've got quite a few notebooks down there, and if something pops into my head quickly, or I've had a conversation with someone, you can add a quick note, and this just allows you to not have to trawl through all the notebooks and all the sections that you've got. So you could have a quick note and then close it, and then when you go to the bottom left here, you've got the section called Quick Notes. That will appear in there, and all you need to do is right click and you can move it or copy it to the relevant notebook that you need. Okay, so if we'll have a look at, oh no, always on top of well is a good one. That sort of pins OneNote to the top of your screen. So if you're flittering between the internet or software or something, but if you've pinned OneNote, that will stay at the top of your screen. So the other applications move behind it. So just in case you're taking notes. So if we look at the Home tab, you can see here that it is pretty similar to Microsoft Word. You've got your clipboard with your paste and your cut and copy functions. OneNote is quite flexible with regard to text. So if I put here, dear Christmas gift, sorry now, I know we're talking about Christmas already, it's only September. But you can see there that you've actually have the option to, you can drag, it's not as structured as Word, so you can click, point and click, and you can have different sort of, you know, different sort of sections of Word and just organise them wherever. So it's quite flexible in terms of how you're going to write on it. So same with this, with Word, you've got your fonts, you've got your font sizes. You can do different headings also, whatever. So you'll be quite familiar with all this anyway. One of the good things we like as well about OneNote is this tag section here. So the tag section just allows you to mark things as important, or allows you to, it's just a quick way to filter them later on if you do want to. So just Christmas gift here, you can see I'm going to mark that as important. Kathy, I will mark as critical. So they're things that I really need to do. But you can see if you go to, okay, sorry, hold on to ticks. Yeah, so if you go to the find tags, then the right hand side here will pull up all the tags that I've marked. So just in terms of, you know, if you've got something that you want to remember and you couldn't remember whereabouts in the OneNote you've put it, if you've marked it and then you've clicked the tag summary, it will pull them up for you. So it's just an easy way to find things. We also use the to-do list quite a lot. Now, Gia will show you another way to do this, but this is just a quick one. So we could go, and then it just automatically will tab as many as you want when you're doing your to-do list, and then it just gives you the option to tick them off when they're done. One thing as well that we do use is, so if I put here book holiday, and then if I want to mark this as in my Outlook task, this will actually, because Microsoft Office apps are all linked in together, this is going to populate in my Microsoft Office calendar. So if I just show you here, I'll just drag it onto the screen. If I'll go back into it. Okay. So you can see here that it's actually pulled it through, and it's merged in with my task list now to do on Outlook. Same again with email. If you have an email, if you have a page full of notes that you want to email to your team, all you can do is, if you click the email page button, it will populate an email for you just to send something really, really quickly within your team. So just wait for that to pop up. It's on the go slow. Okay, it's not showing me, but what will happen is that you'll get a little pop-up here, and what the body of the email is actually whatever is on your page. The title of the email is whatever you've called your page here, and then all you need to do is just decide who you want to send that to. So that's just a really quick way of sharing information. Another thing that we do use pretty often within our team is the meeting details. So if you click into this, and because I said like the Microsoft applications all sort of talk to each other, you can actually choose a meeting and get the meeting details populated into OneNote. So this just sort of saves you having to manually type in who's attended meetings, what they were, what date it was. Sorry, my computer has decided to work on its own. Okay, so I just click this again, sorry now. But it's just a good time saver, you know. So that will pull through, and then what happens here is that once you've decided what, yeah, it's not going to work for me. Once you've decided what meeting you want to have notes in, it just pulls through, like I said, the attendees and the time and thing, and it gives you a little note section there that you can write underneath too. So that's just a handy thing to use. Okay, so that's it from me, and I'm going to hand over to Jo. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Lisa. And I'm just going to share my screen now with you. Hope you can see this. Can you see this, my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to go through with some other information with you in regard to inserting templates, to-do lists, inserting and editing tables, and so forth, so on. So it's just, if you go up here to our tabs at the top, you will see beside home insert. So if you go to insert, and if you go over further over to that tab list, you'll see a page template. So if you click on page template and go down to page templates, on your right-hand side, you will see a list of templates that will come up. There's academic, blank, business, decorative, and planner. I would say to you at some stage to go through these, because they're good examples, and some of them are pre-populated with information in it, so you don't need to put a lot of information into it. Say, for example, business. I'm on a meeting this afternoon and I want to do some notes for it. There's a couple of options there you can go with. For this one now, I'm going to go with simple meeting notes. So when you click on simple meeting notes, this is the page that will that will pop up for you. So it'll have the meeting title, agenda, attendees and actions items pre-populated into it. So all you need to do then is, say for example, you're having a meeting on today, so we'll go with the 14th of the 9th, OneNote. So you can type in the date and the title of the meeting, the agenda if you want to put anything in for the agenda that you're having on a meeting, and the attendees. So you can type in them and the attendees. So after the attendees, you just kind of do your meeting. You can type away at your notes and all of that, and the text will just keep going there with you. In regard to action items, if there's action items from the meeting and that you know yourself and the members on the meeting have to do some action items, you can just type them in here. So say Lisa to organise next meeting, Kathy to send out dates for meeting. So once you have all your action items there, what you can do then is when you know you have them done, or any member of your team has them done, they can actually go in and just click the tick, and your little red correct will come up on it. So that's a good way of showing that you have your actions done. Another good one that we do use here as well is our planners and some to-do notes and to-do lists. As I'm sure in every office you'd have a list, and it just saves you sticking them on sticky notes and then the sticky note going missing. Just open them up here into your OneNote and to do either a week to-do list or a daily week list. And you can date it and you can name them. So as you're going along, you can write them in, read the email before sending out. You can list what you're doing along there, and as you're going along, whether it's daily or weekly, you just tick them, and at least you know that they're in one safe place and not on sticky notes, which could easily get lost. But I would say to you, sometime you have time, just literally go through all the templates there, and they're quite good to have there and you can use them. Now, I'm also going to go through with inserting and tables. So up here on the insert, you'll see there's an option for tables as well. So if you click on tables, you will see how you can put in as many rows and as many columns as you wish. So the table will just automatically come into your page that you're on. So you can type in what you wish on your table. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on. If you wish to highlight your top row, you can certainly do that in regard to shading. And you can have all the options there in regard to align left, align right, center, shading, inserting, deleting rows and deleting columns. So for shading, you just click on your shading as you would do in Word or in Word, and you just click on the shading you want to go with. If I want to delete a column or a row, you just highlight the row you want to delete and you just go up here and delete row. Now that row will be deleted. You can also, if you want to convert it to an Excel spreadsheet while you're working on a table, you can just click on Convert to Excel. Just takes a few seconds for it to come up. So when you go into it, you'll see there's an edit button. So if you click on your edit button, if you click on your edit button, it should bring you into an Excel document. I'll just drag it over onto the other screen, sorry. So you'll see here it's brought you into your Excel document. So you can type away and keep going, filling that out. So you can say 7, whatever information you want to put into your template.
We're not seeing it, just to let you know that you drag an Excel.
Sorry,
over.
thanks.
Oh, no, you're okay.
Okay. Doesn't seem to want to share. Okay, but what you do is when you insert the information to your Excel sheet, you can just type away on it. So when you're finished with that, you can just come out of it, hit save on the Excel sheet, and when you're finished with it, it'll just pop, give it a few seconds, and it'll pop back in to your OneNote. Just taking forever, sorry, today to do this for me. For some reason that hasn't done it, but once you're working Yeah, it's just something's wrong with the system. Normally when you've finished in your Excel document, the information you've been, say, for example, there took a few minutes longer than normal for it to come through, but I would have inserted 7, 8, 8 and 9 into my Excel spreadsheet I was working on. So once you come out of it, it automatically comes in there. So that's a great way of working on that as well. Now I'm going to go through another option with you, which is inserting, I'll just add another page, it might be just easier, which is in regard to inserting screen clippings, pictures, online pictures. You can also do record audio or record videos in this as well, which is good as well. So if you want to do a screen clipping, all you need to do is go to your screen clipping, have the information you want screen clipped, and it'll automatically bring it into your OneNote. It will also save the date and the time the screen clipping was done. So it just automatically goes in there. You can also have an option of inserting a picture. So you click on the icon picture and go to the folder or where you have the picture you want to insert saved. So for here, I'm just going to insert office. And the picture of the office or whatever picture you want to insert goes in. So that's another way. You can also go with online pictures. And the online pictures, you can either go through Bling Image Search or OneDrive Personal. So you literally browse through that and then you just insert it then as well. You also have an option of record audio. So literally it's just hit record audio and on the top of that you will see the tabs where it'll have record, play, pause, stop. If you're happy with what you've recorded, you can click on stop and it will stop the audio recording straight away. You can also insert a video. It's the same way of doing the record audio, except you do on record video, click record video and the video will start recording. Once you're finished with that, you can either pause it or stop it. So for this, I'm going to stop it again. We also have a draw option as well in OneNote, and it's just literally when you go up to draw, you can see all the different icons. You can have lasso select, panning hand, erase, the different pen types, the different colors. You can put in shapes and whatnot. So say, for example, you just want to draw something in, you can draw or write your name or whatever it is you want to do. If you want to change that and move and erase it, just erase, it'll erase it all. You can put in insert shapes. The panning hand is just literally, if you click on the panning hand will move the page up and down or left to right. The lasso select is just if you want to select something, it'll just draw a lasso around it and it'll click onto that. Another function is if you want to print something, it's something similar to Word. You just literally go into File, click on Print, and then click on the printer you wish to print, whether you want to print all pages, selection, or odd pages, and then the number of copies you wish to print. Another great function within this OneNote is searching. So you'll see the search box here onto your right-hand side of the screen. So what we normally do is we normally save our meetings in date, area and the reason of the meeting. So it's quite easy to pick it up, or if somebody else was wishing to pick up the minutes, all they need to do is say they want to go in for a meeting that was held on the 18th of August. So you type in the 18th of August and all the meetings relating to the 18th of August will come up and you can click on whichever folder you've it saved into. Now I am going to hand you back to Lisa for the top tips. Thank you. Lisa, you're on mute.
Sorry. Okay, so number one for our top tips, you can see, so think of OneNote as a folder with dividers and organize it how suits you best. OneNote is definitely one of those apps that the more you get on and play about with it, the better, and the better you'll be at it, and you'll see all the big tools that are available for you. So number two is collaborating through OneNote means that all the notes are kept in the one place and it's accessible to all. So like Jo said, when we have meetings, we all share our meeting OneNote, and it's just really easy access just to see what's gone on, and we can all get to it easily. Number 3, you can add the meeting information by using the meeting details button under the Home tab, which we didn't get to see because it wouldn't work, but it's a really good tool to have if you do want to use that option. Number 4 is to use the tags to mark important things for easy filtering, which we went through. And 5, as Jer said, the screen clippings allow you to take a clip from a video or presentation. So I actually find this really handy if I'm doing online training and there's something pop up that I think will be useful. If you just do the screen clipping and add that into your notes, like it's really good. So that's the top tips. And now it's over to Kathy for the questions and answers.
Thanks, ladies. That was great. You're getting away lightly today. There's only a couple for you today. The first one is, what happens if I forget to save my work?
You don't need to worry about saving it. It automatically saves as you're going along. So that's the one great thing about OneNote, is you don't have to keep going in constantly wondering, am I saving it? It just automatically saves. So for example, if you have to go to a meeting, instead of having to bring a notebook, you can just bring your tablet or your laptop with you, type away, and you can go do the corrections when you come back. It's great. It just saves as you're going along. Whereas Word, you're constantly going in and out to saving it.
Oh, great. Thanks, Geraldine. I have another question. Do I need to apply for OneNote through Avanti?
No, it should just be on all the HSE computers. Should just be built into your apps. If you use the start button to search, it should be on there.
Okay, and then this is probably in relation to the last question as well, is do I need to be on Health IRL to use OneNote?
No, it should be available to everybody.
Okay, and I just wanted to go, I popped in the chat earlier on, Lisa, when you were talking about using the email button, that it's really handy when people are taking minutes, that they can, as Geraldine said, edit really quickly, and you can nearly email simultaneously once the meeting is finished. So it's really handy
totally,
too. So I think that's it. Look, if anyone has any more questions, they can, after the webinar is over, feel free to email the team. So I'm just going to pop in a copy of our, let's see if that went in there into the chat. I've just popped in our email address into the chat, along with the link to our catalogue. So the catalogue is where you can find all our previous webinars, and today's webinar will be uploaded in the coming days, so keep an eye out for that. I'd like to finish off by saying thank you to everyone who has joined us so far in our series of webinars. And if you'd like to stick with us, our next webinar is on October 17th, and it's going to be on Microsoft Planner. So you will receive an email in the coming days with today's webinar and a link to our next webinar. So again, thanks again, and have a great day, everyone.
Thanks a million.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.